Welcome back to Gaming with God. I'm your host, Grumpy Old Dude, and today we're going to take a little closer look at U-Boat. Some of the things I've learned the hard way in some cases. I've had it pointed out to me by a couple members on the forum who actually know what they were doing. Tutorial videos that some of them have made. And I thought I'd share with you some of the lessons learned so that maybe you can avoid some of the issues that I encountered. First thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a brand new game. And we are going to come down here to U96. We're not going to do either of the test versions with the U96. Next. Now, I have here the AI difficulty set at medium. You have a couple of choices, easy, medium, hard. Save mode is set to normal as opposed to imports only. I do not have realistic builds checked. I do have expanded sailor management checked, and I'll explain that when we do the crew management system. Okay, economic difficulty is medium. Collision damage, yes. Realistic earth curvature. Okay, this says I'm at a 62% realistic setting. And we'll go to next. Now, this allows you to alter your captain, make him different. Okay, you can change his beard. Lots of that, strictly cosmetic, makes no difference to the game. Okay, we're going to go through the load screen here. This takes a little bit of time, not a whole long time, but a little while. U-Boat is from Deepwater Studios. It is in early access on Steam. I'm not sure if it's on GOG or where else you'll find it, but I do know it's on Steam. And it's a World War II German submarine simulator. You can play it in first-person view. I don't, but that is an option. For the most part, the graphics are pretty darn good in this game. I like them. And it does a pretty decent job of capturing the suspense, I think, of a U-boat crew as they're prosecuting their targets and trying to evade the destroyers that are out to do that to them, destroy them. And we wait for it to load. The joys of gaming in the modern world, right? Aircraft. You do have a pair of machine guns on the submarine deck. You can engage aircraft. I don't. When I see aircraft, I dive. I get underwater. Doesn't take long for an airplane to mess up a U-boat. Okay, we're going to start at the port of La Rochelle. Really nice little intro cinematic here. There's our captain and our boat. Saturday, January 11th, 1941. Okay, now we're going to come up here, we're going to pause it. This is not a 100% pause. This slows you down a ridiculous amount, but time is still passing in the game, just exceedingly slowly. Scroll with the mouse wheel, we come in, we're going to take a look at our submarine. This just mouse scroll, side scroll here on the map. Over here, stern torpedoes. We have none loaded right now. We have one in storage. We're going to load that. Electric compressor, diesel compressor. When we're on the surface, we want to run those so that we get 100% full on our ballast tanks with compressed air. Workshop where your engineers will make parts and whatnot. Electric engine, diesel engines. Ventilator. This is an air scrubber for when you're submerged. Your galley and storage. We're going to look here in the storage room for a moment. We have 100 kilograms of space here. We take, let's say this is 40 somethings. We're going to take that out, and weight dropped by 200. So these foods all have a weight of 5 per unit. Okay, we can put another 20 somethings inside of there. We have some shells there, move those parts to there, just to be consistent with what's where. Okay. That's your galley storage. Now here's your deck gun up on top. I'm going to move those 40 rounds of HE ammo up to there. Okay. Crew quarters. Guess what? That's where the guys rotate in and out of their bunks. Well, bilge pump for when you get leaking water inside the control room. Your valves, gyro compass to maintain your course and stay where you want it to be. Your depth stations. Officers' quarters. This is your radio station and your hydrophone. Same guy runs both for the most part. You run one or the other. If you're submerged, you'll have him on the hydrophone. Bow torpedo room. You have 4 torpedo tubes in the front. We want to load those. Okay. And up here you have your EA gun, your deck gun, and your observation post. Over here, we have our logistics officer. Show me what you got, Mr. Logistics Officer. We're going to start by getting some torpedoes. T1s are free. Right now, that's all we have room for until we get our tubes loaded. We're going to top off our fuel. Ammunition. I want 40 rounds of AP, armor piercing for the deck gun. Foodstuffs. I have fish, I have potatoes. I want some sausage. Equipment. I want another spare part. And now I've filled my storage room. We say goodbye. And it will take a day to load what I've already acquired. Here we have our battery capacity, fuel, oxygen and quality inside the boat. It's particularly important when you're submerged. Not overly so when you're on the surface because you'll have the conning tower run open, fresh air circulating. Crew discipline, morale, reputation, your current complement, your budget, 3,000 pieces. Here we go. The telegraph, where you indicate your speed, forward and reverse. Depth gauge. I have loaded a mod that gives me additional information here for steerage headings. And there's the world view map. Okay. Now we're going to give this a day while they load the things I already bought in supply. And then we're going to go back into supply.
Take a look.
Torpedoes. Now we have empty spaces to store torpedoes. One of the mistakes I made when I first started playing is I said, okay, I want 1, 2, 3. I'm taking T1 torpedoes. Those are free. T2s cost me 300 units apiece. Okay? At the start of the game, I want free. I used to click this. I want 4. I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. Guess what? I just got 1. Because when you take that 1, there isn't another one there to be taken. You have to move over to an open or an occupied storage rack in the supply room. Here we go. Now we go to the stern torpedoes. Here's another T1. So now I've ordered all my torpedoes. Now we'll load those. Oh, wait a minute, actually. While that's happening, let's go What in the hell? There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, scrolling in and out with the mouse wheel can obviously kind of screw things around a little bit. All right, I wanted to do that because I want to move these things around. That opens up another window in my galley storage. While they do that, let that day pass. Take a look in the galley. See, now I've got another room. This thing is storage there in the galley. We're going to take here and move 20 of those sausages into there. Scroll up and then back over to logistics.
What do you need, officer?
I need a couple of things. Let me up the volume here for one. Here we go. Let's go to torpedoes and verify that my bow storage is full and my stern storage is full. Very good. My fuel is topped off. All right. You come back down to food. You can put up to 100 units in a box here of food. 40 of ammunition. So I'm going to take all 83 of those sausages and I'm going to load all that stuff up. Now I'm going to go back to the galley. Nope, it only gave me 60, so I'll move that 60 to there. And I have 94 sausages, I have 50 hams, I have 50 bread, I have 40 fish. I've got plenty of foodstuffs. What's my gun status like on the ammunition now? Do I have, here we go, 747 of an allowed 750 kilos. Something else I do, just because it's me. Go in here. Go to ammunition. I'm going to go to deck gun. These starburst shells, I sell those back. I don't want them. Go back down here to ammunition. I want 23. I only have funding for 22. So I'm going to take 22. Now, why did I want to do that? Well, initially I wanted 23, 13 hours to load that up. I wanted 23 because I can put 40 in a stack. Here we go. And now when it comes to credits, I only have 10 left, so I'm done. Let's come up here and take a look at the menu real quick, because this is the next thing that we need to do. We absolutely must do this. Crew management screen. Right now I only have 16 enlisted people on board. I need to have 18. So I'm going to add these two. Here's your enlisted. These are officers. So I'm adding 2 enlisted people to be on board. There we go. Now I have a full crew. Schedule. I'm eliminating a shift. I want a 2-shift rotation. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Double click. Okay, now just click and hold and slide your mouse across. Here we go. Morning shift, evening shift. 6 on, 6 off. 6 on, 6 off. Okay. Our senior watch officer, Klaus. He's the senior officer. He gets the day shift. Our junior watch officer, Klaus Graf, senior officer, Hagenaw, is our junior watch officer. He gets the shift that involves wee hours in the morning, midnight to 6 a.m. Radio officer, we're just going to leave alone. He'll be up and down as he needs to be. I want 1 mechanic on the day shift. I want 1 on the evening shift. And there we go. We have our officers assigned to their shifts. Now we tell you who's going to be doing what all day long. Here's all of the various tasks your officers will perform. The higher the number, the higher the precedence it is for that officer to do that task. Shift, mouse wheel, no, control, it's supposed to change that way. And it's not. The reason it's important that it change that way instead of by typing is because when you enter these numbers with manually by typing the number in, there is a known bug here. I don't know, can you hear that? The wheel is turning, it's clicking. It's not incrementing the numbers. So I'm going to have to write my numbers manually. It's the only option I have. I want the nav table as the highest priority. I want lookout as second. I want acting as an officer and straightening out the people as the third. In case of an emergency, be a medic. Cook once in a while, sleep when it's time to sleep. Okay, Hagenau will have the same exact things. 7, 8, 9. Except Hagenau is the junior officer. He will play cards with the crew to benefit morale from time to time. Okay, radio watch. I don't care if he's radio or hydrophone. I want those equal in priority. If he's on the surface, I want him on the radio. The hydrophone only works when they're submerged. He is my medic. Okay. For the engineers, this is loading torpedoes. This is warming up torpedoes. This is preheating and then loading torpedoes. Excuse me. I used to set them to doing that. I don't anymore. And I don't because when you are submerged and being prosecuted by a destroyer or something, you start making a lot of noise, which loading does. It makes it easier for the destroyers to find you. So, start repairs immediately. Here we go. Priority. Priority is to repair. If there's a leak, get on it. Fix it. Salvaging replacement parts, that comes in there. Manning the diesel engines. Keeping the motors working, that comes third. Okay? Backup medic if necessary. That's your officers now enlisted. Remember I said at the beginning we had expanded crew management checked? If you don't have that, you only have like 4 tasks up here. I have expanded up. I have all the tasks up there. I am taking off the periscope. I do not want my guys just manning the periscope because they happen to feel like it. That's a good way to get seen when you're trying to hide from the destroyers. Have one of your enlisted guys walk by and pop periscope up, and then the destroyer sees your scope and your hat. Okay? So there's that. Okay, squads. This is where you can get into a real mess. Tasks 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I want 9 sailors to a shift. Why one more than there are tasks? They're not all working to the bone. This gives them a little rotation time on shift. Then I'm going to assign 2 sailors to support each officer. These sailors do not come from the 9 on shift. They come from the 9 who are off shift. Since Klaus and Klaus are on different shifts, even though there's 4 indicated, only 2 of them are active at a time. Same with Herman and Alfred. And Hans is just up and down. Okay? So you'll only have 4 to 6 involved here at any given time. Plus 5 is 15. You have an 18-man crew. All right? Let's up that to 10. So now we've got 2 guys who can be playing cards, fixing something to eat, whatever, during their shift. And that should take care of the crew management. Now, Len, here's the recruiting guy. If you want to add additional crew to your boat, you cannot add additional enlisted. 18-man crew is what you get. We will be replacing crew members. I'll explain that to you later. And here's where we get our officers. It's from the leading officer. Still need to up the volume some more. Here we go. Are there any orders from the Admiralty? I'm skipping the training missions, by the way. Okay, we have 3 levels of difficulty. 1 green bar, 2 yellow bars, and 3 red bars. Okay, 3 levels of difficulty. Different rewards for achieving the objectives in each case. All right. And we're going to take the easy one first. Just first patrol out, we'll take the easy one. We have to move to this area. We have to travel about 1,100 nautical miles, 1,070 on patrol. And if we sink 4,000 more tons, we'll get 4,000 added to our budget. And we'll have access to another officer, a leader. We won't have the authorization to add him to the crew, but we'll have him. But we will if we get the War Correspondent's mission done. That'll add another 5,000 to the budget, giving us 9, and 150% of prestige here. Every 100% allows you to add an additional officer up to a maximum number. Okay, I have a mod active, which gives me, I think, 9 officers maximum. Okay, so we're going to take that one, and we're going to go to that patrol area. Now, how do we do that? We go to the telegraph. Let's get to moving here. Oh, it says I didn't take the assignment. I thought I took the assignment. Okay, let's go back in here. I must have clicked something wrong on that. My apologies. Let's go into the orders. 1. Oh, I hit exit. I didn't hit select. Select. There we go. Now we have our orders. Now we can move. All right, we're going to go forward to. Here's where we got to go to, so we're just going to... Auto-plotting your course is a good way to get run aground. It's plotted out to there, which is fine. Hold your shift key, and you can extend your plot line.
Change course.
Right-click.
Change course.
At each change of course position. We'll do that for right now. Center of the view. Okay. Time compression. This can cause some issues. It's just it's a risk you're going to have to take because nobody, and I just undid my whole plot. Nobody is going to go 1-for-1 time on this. Okay, that takes for bloody ever. Let's just do that for right now. That'll get us out of port. When we go to 12 times time compression, you can see how he speeds up a little bit now. There's 48 times, which while we're in the region of the port, that's as fast as you can go with the timing.
Set a course to these
That's actually the better route right there. Okay. Now, we've got the War Correspondent, and he's got a little asterisk over it, exclamation point over his head. We need to interact with him. This is how you get his mission done. Welcome him on board. Okay, he feels good now that you welcomed him on board. He's all happy. I'm glad he's happy. Now we have to keep an eye on him for that exclamation point to come up, because when it does, we need to eliminate the time compression and address him so that we get credit on the War Correspondent's mission part of this whole expedition. See, we're passing some friendly boats there. We're detected because we got friendly ships there, and the time compression go to 0. Hagenau is on shift. It is 2:46 in the afternoon. Wachter is on shift. They have 2 sailors helping them. Osterman is manning the radio. He has 2 helping him. What does this do? It extends the radio range. It extends your fuel range, and it extends your observation range in this case. Okay? This doesn't, in reality, extend the radio range. What it does is helps him to concentrate on what he's doing. He has fewer distractions, and therefore he's able to zero in on signals from farther away. The radio still only works however far a radio will work. He simply becomes better by being helped. We're on 48 speed. We're waiting to get far enough out here. Here we go. Soon we'll be able to go to 1800 or 6500 speed. I don't much use the 6500. And 880 nautical miles to begin our patrol zone. He's flashing green. He's going to and from someplace on the boat. Why do I use speed 2? The faster you go, the more fuel you burn. I have had occasion where getting back to home port was a challenge. Travel mode. We are now getting far enough away from the port. We can increase our time compression to 1800. You can go to 6500. And potentially for traveling that, there we go. Problem with that is you can miss this exclamation point real easy. Here he is. Let's have the captain talk to him. Kurt Aller seems to be confused about something. He reaches out and asks Klaus, why are there 2 periscopes? The big one is better for spotting aircraft and for navigation. There we go. Now he likes that answer. That gives him information to put in his article, and you can see here we advanced his mission. Back to that, come off and pause, go back to 1800 time compression. He's sleeping now, sleeping. Their energy bars here, how recharged they are, or how tired they are. Over here is your selected officer. Counting down the distance to get to our patrol zone. We're going to watch closely the correspondent for that exclamation point to come up. I think I've already missed one. You usually get 2 right after you leave port, aside from the welcome on board one. Okay, radio transmission. And we missed it. Let's make sure our ballast is full. It is 7:27, must be morning. There he is. And we missed him. Damn. That's the problem with the time compression. It can cost you a mission completion. Now, we may not be able to complete that. It's one of the complaints, one of the suggestions maybe it's been posted on the forums for this game on the Steam, is to not tie that exclamation point strictly to the time, because under time compression you can lose it, you can miss it just by blinking. There he is again. And I gotta go to this view. There he is. What's used for compressed air? Most important usage is to blow the ballast from the ballast tanks. The way a submarine dives is it takes water in through the ballast tanks, expending the air out. That way, that water is heavy. That causes the boat to sink. When you want to surface, you take that compressed air and shove that back into the ballast tanks, pushing the water out, and the boat then begins to want to float. There he is again. Yes, Mr. Allers. A bit about how well engineered U-boats are. I don't want to confuse such matters. Explain how U-boats dive to match all the basic facts. As I was just saying, there are 5 ballast tanks on board that are flooded front to back during a normal dive. That brings the bow down first, keeps it headed in the right direction. Now we are moving, we are approaching our patrol zone. For some reason, his 2 sailors didn't show up to help him. Chimney Smoke spotted. All right, we will notify the BDU, our command, that we have spotted Chimney Smoke between 3 and 6 vessels.
Course.
That's what we're estimating by the volume of the smoke. It is almost noon. We will increase speed to intercept. Ooh. Where'd they go? Mr. Allers is back. The last meal is tasty. Where's the food? Actually, the food is kept near the toilets. Okay, now. See, I went to time compression. We lost those boats. Now what I'm going to do is go to periscope depth. I'm going to wake up my communications officer. I'm going to put him on the hydrophone. Oops. I woke up the wrong officer. That's a mechanic. My communication officer is on the hydrophone. Actually, he's on the radio. Now he's on the hydrophone. Okay. So let's get underwater. We'll go to 12 times time compression while we dive to periscope depth. And this will allow the hydrophones.
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
Here we go. They are right there. Now we're going to do this for just a very brief moment. They are moving towards us. Okay.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
Here we go. It is the middle of the day, so I'm not going to go up on the surface. We're only 2 miles or so from our interception point. I'm not going to surface and become visible to them. I don't want that. I don't want to run that risk. We're going to go to a 12 by time compression here. Anticipate an interception shortly. You see two rings here, the hydrophone's range and then your periscope's visibility range. Here we go. Got a firmer hold on one. We know of at least one ship that's there. We do not know what else is there.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Now, I am going to turn in this heading right here. And the reason for that, you can see they're headed off this way. They look to be at about a 40-degree heading, 35 maybe. I want to turn off this way so I can turn and get a better angle. From here to there, we're pretty much head on at each other. And head on a torpedo shot, a boat is a narrow target from the front or from the rear.
Change course.
I want more of a side shot. Okay, I'm being told there's 3 to 6. Pretty sure of 3 firm contacts. I don't see any escorts. That's a good thing. There's a 4th boat. Okay, now what we're going to do, even though this is a lengthy process,
Calculate torpedo course.
choose our hydrophone guy, officer, left click, come over to our target and right click.
Calculate torpedo course.
He will begin calculating a torpedo course based on sound to this target. Okay, and here's where we are right now. This is a very slow process going off the hydrophone. Now I'm going to terminate the time compression because we're about to enter into a combat scenario. And I don't like to have time compressed when I'm launching torpedoes. So now it slows down. Now we're going to get into the stress of running a submarine, the suspension part of running a submarine. Okay. It can also be called the boring part as we wait to close ground with our target. Okay, maintain speed. We have 4 vessels detected. We are only at 4% ballast, or buoyancy. We have taken in water to flood the ballast tanks to bring us underwater. Visibility by sight, there's only a 4% chance of finding us. However, if somebody out there has sonar, they have a 95% chance of finding us. Okay? So just as we got a sound fix on these 4 targets, if they had sonar, they could get a sound fix on us. These are merchant ships. Not real worried about them being sonar equipped right now. It's also very early in the war, January 1941.
Change course. Calculate torpedo course.
I do not see any escorts. It is early in the war. I don't believe we're likely to encounter a C3, which is an armed merchant. One of the things the game does for us that is, okay, not kind of unrealistic, it's entirely unrealistic. These guys are out of range of our sight from the periscope, but we can zoom in on them and get an overhead view anyway. He's not armed. He's not armed. Neither is he. Ooh. I spoke too soon. This is a C3. He's got 2 guns there. He's got more back here. Getting into a gun surface battle with a C3 is a really, really bad idea. However, we also need to prioritize him. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to wake our other watch officer up, put him on the second periscope. Klaus Hagenau, who's on shift, he's up here on the attack scope. We're going to put Klaus Graf, who's off shift, on the observation scope. We're going to take one sailor from him and give him to him. Now, why am I doing that? Because they are both going to be working out the torpedo solution
Calculate
to this
torpedo
guy.
course.
He is now on there.
Calculate torpedo
Here we go.
course.
So our radio guy has a 4% target solution on this freighter. Our two watch officers are both working on this freighter. Okay? It's at maximum range. Progress on the solution will come slowly, even with two of them working on it. The closer you are to your target, the faster that solution is obtained. Now what we need to do is warm our torpedoes so that
Skipper. Yes, sir.
we have a reduced chance of dud.
On your order.
We'll have one warm torpedo 1 and one warm torpedo 2. We take that C3 down with torpedoes, we can surface and take the other 3 down with the deck gun. But that C3 I do not want to engage by deck gun. So to that end, I'm going to put all 3 officers on the
Calculate
C3.
torpedo course.
Solving a solution for this guy is no longer critical. This is the one we need to sink with torpedoes. These 3 we can surface and take our time shooting them up. This one we got to take from underwater. %5 solution. This course is going to go to about there. I'm going to switch my heading and reduce my speed.
We're slowing down.
I want to start the turn because submarines are not notoriously nimble. You'll notice that the hydrophone range extended. I reduced my speed. I reduced the noise that my own ship was making, giving him an easier time listening to stuff out here. Now we have an 11% solution. And our turn is taking time. We're at 164 degree heading, 165, 166, 180 of course being due south, 270 being due west. 170 degrees. We're coming around. It takes time to turn a submarine underwater. It takes time to turn a submarine on the surface. So they are anything but nimble.
Set a course to these
Even a
coordinates.
maneuverable submarine is have a hard time defining it as nimble. 183 degrees. Arrow is coming around. It was pointed over here. That's pointed over here. It's slowly coming around.
Set a course to these coordinates.
25% targeting solution. The time it took him to move that little distance. We went from a 1 to a 26 on a firing solution. I like a 90% targeting solution. Give me a 90% solution. I'm happy. I can pretty well sink anything I need to with that degree of certainty. However, I'm going to warm up 2 more torpedoes in case I have duds. Warming them up greatly reduces the prospect of a dud. That's a game mechanic. I don't believe it's a realistic mechanic. I believe realistically it improved the battery on the torpedo as far as reliability. And in essence, I guess that's the same thing it does here. It improves the battery. Here we go. In the game of U-boat, it has to do with detonation of the torpedo. I think in real life it had to do with range of the torpedo. Heading is out to 228, 229, 230. Solution is now up to 46%. 237. Come on, there it is. 237. 48%. 49. 50%. We're at 240. You see, once we hit about 272, 275, we'll be on a good, solid intercept course here. And I could speed that up.
Set a course to these
I
coordinates.
could go a hard right rudder. Okay, 249, 250. Now we're turning more rapidly.
These coordinates.
All right. Problem is, you go hard right rudder, you start doing this manually, and it takes time. Even when you go to a zero to center your rudder, you're still going to be turning for a little while. So about the 264, I'm going to say to zero the rudder.
Set a course to these
Okay, so
coordinates.
we center the rudder. So now the only thing turning the boat is its momentum. See how far we continue the turn. Looks like we went 3 degrees. There's 4. We continue to turn about 4 degrees there. 264 to 268. That's actually pretty decent. That'll probably work for us. Solution on our target, 77%. The guy we woke up to help warm up torpedoes, he's gone back to his bunk because he's off shift. Our torpedoes are all warmed up. %82 firing solution. Some of these ships have been identified by name now. We're close enough to do that.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Just a gentle turn here. Ideally, what you want is that your torpedo's intercept course and the target hit each other at a 90-degree angle at the point of intercept. Okay? The targeting solution for torpedo is basically how much lead do we need? That's really what it is. How much lead do I need to put on this? I want my torpedo's path and the target path to be as close to a 90-degree intercept angle as possible for optimum detonation chances. All right, just a quick range check here.
Set a course
We're
to
a
these
mile
coordinates.
apart. I'm going to up my speed.
Faster, faster.
This will make me more visible. But I don't want the torpedoes to be a mile away from the target. The closer you are to your target to a point, the better off. 500 to 800 yards, 400 to 800 yards, pretty much optimum, I think, as far as that goes. Detonation and hit percentages, hit odds. Pretty much under 400 yards, 350 or so yards is what it has to go for arming the torpedo. You shoot at a target 250 yards away, even if you hit it, the torpedo's not going to explode. It will not have yet armed itself. We have a 98% solution. A nautical mile is approximately 2,200 yards. A cable is 1/10 of a mile. So my plot line here is 7 cables long, 220 times 7, roughly 1,540 yards. I'm speed up.
Faster, faster.
Their chances of seeing me still only 4%. Now another thing we can do is I can take this engineer and I can put him on the depth valve station. What does that do? That helps me to maintain my depth steadily so that as the waves come and go, they don't expose the conning tower. Or it helps me to hide. Now that's going to be about a little over 1,100 yards at intercept. It's closing. I have a firm targeting solution. I'm going to go ahead and fire. So we select our target and we go to launch torpedoes at this target.
1, 2, 1.
We're going to fire 2 torpedoes. 1.5 meters depth is good for a merchant ship. I don't want a 40-meter spread. I want them hitting near each other, putting a big hole in his side. Tube 1 and Tube 2 are both flooded. Fire.
Fire.
Okay, because there is no destroyer present, I am going to wake this guy up and have him start reloading torpedo tubes.
Move! Come on, quickly!
Now we wait and see. Did we get our target?
Set a course to these coordinates.
Why am I turning to maintain prosecute contact in case one of these misses or both of them miss or there's a dud where they hit but don't sink him? I am not going to surface and engage a C3 with guns.
30 seconds.
Can we see the fish in the water? There they are, right there. There's our 2 torpedoes. There's the trailing one. The other one's right here.
10 seconds to impact.
There's a hit. There's a hit.
Major hull damage. Major hull damage.
Put 2 torps into him. And he's going to sink. He's going down. Okay. So now what we're going to do, we're going to surface.
Blow the tanks.
Graf is actually off shift. So we send him back to his bunk. Give him back his officer.
Switch to diesel engines.
And there you can see the merchant ships. Okay.
Change course. We're slowing down.
All right. Now, before I can go out on the deck, I've got to get my buoyancy to where it's safe to be on the deck. So we're going to run the air compressors, get the air in up to speed.
Switch to electric motors.
I told you to surface.
Blow the tanks.
Periscope dead.
Why did it dive? I told it to surface.
Faster, faster. Switch to diesel engines.
You can see they are now changing their course. They're splitting and running, getting ready to run. Let's get back in there and run those compressors. Get my buoyancy up. Here we go, 62, 63. That's what I need. Need that to climb.
Change course.
I need to be aware of their heading. I do not want to collide with them. There's a real good way for a submarine to get sunk.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Put a hard left rudder.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Let's pause for just a moment. Let's get Haganah headed to the gun crew. Here we go. And as we pivot around, there's the ship we're going to be shooting at just momentarily. As soon as Haganah gets to the gun. Reduce speed.
We're slowing down.
He's on fire.
That ship's in trouble.
We're slowing down.
Fire on board.
Sailors are obviously not going to be happy when their ship catches fire. Excuse me. It's a bad thing for a boat out in the ocean to be on fire. Couple of rounds in the back end of him to get water coming in. And back there too. Okay, I'm pretty sure he's going down. Now, where are we? Okay.
Change course. Faster, faster.
Now we just need to go after this guy. He's down. He's almost wiped out. Seriously damaged. But he's not sunk yet.
Set a course to these.
As I turn to pursue him, I should be able to re-engage him again. Let's Get these guys back on the gun. He's off the port bow here, off the port side. Come on. Here we are. Manual mode. There he is right there. We got into the water. Looks like he's going down.
Fire! Skipper.
Let's bring this back around to the front.
Let's sink it.
And there's the target that we're chasing down now. And that was too low. All right, one more round of AP loaded in the deck gun storage, and then I'll be on HE rounds. Yeah, I blew that one off into the water. Now, HE is not as damaging to the ship's structure, but is more likely to cause fire. Yep. Boat's in a bad way there. That's a lot of fire. Just plain missed there.
Faster, faster.
Speed up. Control minus to slow down. Control plus to speed up from this map. Yeah, she's going down. I'm pretty sure of it. A little closer here. She's not moving very fast, if at all, at this point.
Shoot one. Loaded. Fire on board.
We're slowing down.
And it looks like he's disappearing below the waves.
Fire!
Okay, so now we tell him to leave the gun and he resumes his duties. That ship is sunk. That's the lifeboat. That ship is gone and that ship is gone. So all 4 of those vessels have been sunk. Now what we need to do, the deck guns only got 24 rounds up there at this point. So now we need to tell somebody to reload the deck gun. And that somebody is going to be Wachter. You're going to tell Wachter to reload the deck. Actually, no. Yeah. Tell Wachter to reload the deck gun. And we're going to put Osterman back over here onto the radio. Okay, so Wachter, we want to reload the deck gun. In order to get him to actually do that, this is kind of the pain in the butt part. The officer right here, we look at Wachter. We give it a higher priority than anything else. And now Wachter is going to go reload the deck gun. Radio guy reports in that we sank our targets. Looks like our correspondent has completed his task, written his article. Now, we resume movement back to our assigned patrol sector. We've also got our 4,000 tons required. So we've accomplished 2 of our 3 mission objectives before we even got to our patrol sector. Now remember, the 3rd objective was to patrol 1,070 nautical miles or more in our patrol zone. So we still have to go here. We still have to do this if we want credit for mission accomplished, which we do. Of course, that boat sank below the surface and we're above the surface. We're not going to run into it. It's over here. We're already past it and above it. We're going to go to a 12 by time compression just to get to get turned. Now the boat is turned. So now we'll go to 48 time compression. And we'll resume movement to our patrol zone. Okay, so what you saw was how to conduct an intercept with the hydrophone. It was a very simple one. We happen to be in a really good position to start with for this one. But you see smoke on the horizon, move toward it. And if you lose it, dive down, use your hydrophone to find it by sound. Which is exactly what a submarine commander had to do. And we're out in the open sea again. We'll go to 1800 time compression.
Set a course to these coordinates. Set a course to these coordinates.
We need 1,070 nautical miles or more. Yeah. Does that mean we're just going to do that 1,070 miles and now home? Yes and no. We could still encounter more targets during this patrol. We could be on the way home and get tasked with intercepting. Okay, we are in our patrol zone, but we can't tell BDU, our headquarters, that we're there because our radio guy's not handy. He's sleeping. Let's put him on the radio. so that he can report to headquarters. He's only got half his juice levels here. He's about halfway tired. But we're going to wake him up anyway, put him on the radio, and tell him to report in. Now it is 8:43 in the a.m. It is daytime. And we reported in. I'm going to let him go back to his bunk and go to sleep, get his energy back up. Why? Because if I have an encounter, if I run across a convoy, I'm going to need him rested. And now there's 1,800, almost 1,900. See, it's beginning. Our ability to see targets from the observation deck is going to become limited pretty soon. So how do we find targets? Well, if they're there to be found, we will find them by going to periscope depth. Now, when you order the periscope depth, you see the guys start leaving the conning tower. They are going down below, secure the hatches. I never did reload that other torpedo tube, did I? You can tell Oldor to do that now. It was a mistake on my part.
Come on, quickly.
Switch to electric motors.
Okay, we're below the surface now. We switched to off diesel motors. Let's put our guy on the hydrophones. See if he can detect anything out there. Here we go. Battery life and oxygen. It is 1852. We go to 48 times compression.
Loaded.
Batteries are still at 99 now. Oxygen quality is down to 96, 95. Because the air inside the sub is being inhaled, exhaled, inhaled, exhaled. It's all the same air. One thing you can do to improve the air quality is turn the scrubbers on. They only work for so long. Then you have to surface. And the scrubbers make noise. What I'm trying to do here is hear things. So we're going to reduce speed a little more. To a speed of 1. Which really extends battery life. I mean, at a speed of 3 knots, the batteries will last for a very long time. But our oxygen quality is already down into the 70s. If you're really brave, you can do this, but when I do that, watch how fast that green bar drops. Okay. Oxygen quality down to 46%. You're going to turn the scrubbers on. We're going to take our engineer guy here, turn the ventilation scrubbers on. Here he comes. Turns on the scrubbers. Now you can see the arrows are pointed upward. The air quality is now improving. CO2 scrubbers are removing the CO2 from the air. Chief Watch Officer is maintaining navigational accuracy so we know where the hell we are. Radio man is on the hydrophone. Engineer is on the engines. "9:30, we are still hunting for targets. Now we will go to 1800 time compression. Air quality is still good. Scrubbers are still sound. There's 4 o'clock in the morning. Our batteries are depleting. Okay, that's enough. We're going to surface. Why? Because I don't want to have my batteries totally depleted and then I have to surface. And then I run across a convoy with escorts. That's not good.
Switch to diesel engines.
So we surface. Now the batteries will recharge at a speed of 1. It will take 11 hours to recharge the batteries because the diesel engines are barely running and most of their energy is going to move to submarine. So if we increase our diesel engine output, we will decrease our recharging time on the batteries. 3 hours. That's probably an acceptable time lag. And we go to 1800 time compression again. And the batteries are full. And the air is good. And it's 11 o'clock in the day and visibility is prime. Let me go to 1800 and get through the day. Gets to a course change and the boat will turn. 1947 in the evening, same thing. Nighttime, limited visibility. We're going to go back to periscope depth. Now, my radio guy is only halfway juiced. So we're going to take and send him over here to the cabinet. And he's going to drink some coffee. Oh, now he's juiced.
Yes, sir.
Coffee's a good thing. Reduce speed to 1.
We're slowing down. Switch to electric
Put a
mode.
48 speed, 48 time compression.
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
And we have a detection. Now it's outside our patrol zone, but
Set a course to these coordinates.
sinking targets is at all counts.
Faster! Faster! Faster!
Okay. I am going to do this. I cannot intercept them at this speed, but this will give me a chance to get a fix. Okay, now they're going at about 80 degrees. Their angle of travel.
Set a course to
I'm
these
going to do
coordinates.
that. I'm going to surface,
Tanks.
which is going to let us move much faster than we can on battery power.
Switch to diesel engine.
Switch to diesel. Okay, so now we're going to do a couple things. First thing we're going to do is undo time compression and pause. We're going to come back here, run our compressors to get our air back in the tanks. Now you notice we've lost them. Why? Because our hydrophones don't work underwater or on the surface. They work underwater.
Skipper.
I'm going to put him back on the radio for right now. It is 8:45. You're going to go for 1 hour. 21:45.
Faster! Faster!
I'm going to go 2200 because I was late for increasing speed. Increasing speed to 16 knots for about an hour. 2200 we'll dive down to periscope depth and check again on where the convoy is. But for this hour, we're going to move along on the surface here of the world. Here we go. Let's get his hands on there. Now he can go to maximum speed with his having two guys helping him. 18 knots. We are visible now, 32% chance of being seen by somebody who's in physical range to see us because of our speed. 2200. I want to undo time compression. Yeah, and we're almost there. Boom. Undo time compression. Go back to periscope depth. Put him back on the hydrophone. 12 times time compression. That gets us down to periscope depth. And I want to reduce speed.
We're slowing down.
Where is that convoy? In 2 minutes. I would have thought we'd have found it by now.
Skipper,
Here we go.
a big group of ships.
All right.
Change course.
That is 21 nautical miles yet.
Set a course to these coordinates.
I'm going to do that. You're going to surface.
Blow the tanks.
As we surface, we're going to run the compressors again. Switch to diesel. We're going to go to max speed again. Until 2300. $22.30. $22.45 coming up. $2,300. Eliminate time compression. Slow down.
We're slowing
Go
down.
to periscope depth. That'll get us to periscope depth. There we go. Now we listen. Took 3 or 4 minutes last time. Pick them up. Should be less time. This time we're close. There we go.
Detected a big group of ships.
They are still 25 nautical miles away. All right.
We're slowing down.
What do I want to do here?
Faster, faster,
At that speed, I cannot intercept, which means
faster.
here we go. At 3 knots, I've got to go for 4 hours at that angle.
Change course.
I'm going to do that. I'm going to surface again. You're going to maintain.
Set a course for
We're
these
only going
coordinates.
9 miles.
Switch to diesel engines.
Back on the surface. Run our compressors again. Refill our compressed air tanks. Going to go 1 hour, approximately, till midnight, 2400. $23.53. There's 2400. We go back to periscope depth again. Our officers and our engineers change shifts.
Switch to electric motors. We're slowing down.
Should be just a couple miles in front of
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
Affirmative.
them. Isn't that interesting? I went by them. Okay, I think what I'm going to do...
Change course.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to surface, go about 6 miles.
Blow the tanks.
See how dark it is.
Switch to diesel engines. Faster, faster. We're slowing down. We're slowing down.
Here we go. Take about an hour here.
Faster, faster.
And let's see how well I can judge this. All right, all slow, periscope depth.
Periscope depth.
Periscope deck.
Switch to
Skipper,
electric
I've
motors.
detected a big group of ships.
There they are.
Set an interception course. Faster, faster.
No, they're not that way.
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
3 to 7 vessels.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Where the hell did it go?
Set a course course to these coordinates. We're slowing down.
Where the hell did it go? There's a huge group up there. Where did this group go?
Skipper, I've
Here we
detected
go.
a big group of ships.
We've got two groups. This one's huge.
Set a course to these coordinates. Faster! Faster!
I want to intercept them, and I want to intercept them.
Change course.
Here we go.
Alarm! Take your positions.
Yeah. There's only a 1% chance that they're seeing my scope. Until I know about escorts, I want to stay submerged. So I'm going to put him on the depth stations. And I'm going to wake that engineer up and have him start warming torpedoes.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We're going to
We're
reduce
slowing
speed
down.
to minimum.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We're doing that to get maximum range on the hydrophone.
Set a course to these coordinates. Change course.
They're probably making 8 knots. I'm making 3. I'm going to change my angle of attack.
Skipper,
Calculate torpedo course.
Absolute maximum range. She can barely hear it. That's a 2-mile course plot, so visibility at night not that far. So you can't see shit. Which makes surface gunnery difficult. Ooh, there's a tanker.
Calculate torpedo course.
That's my primary target there, is a tanker. He just about has his first torpedo warmed up. Thinks he's going back to bed, but he's not.
aye, aye, sir.
Doesn't look like they're escort. I could probably surface. These shells got loaded in at the deck gun. He got a full load. Which reminds me, Need to go 0 that now. Otherwise, like if I put him on the gun, as soon as he fires one round, he'll run off to get ammunition. He somehow lost. Because of the noise being made warming the torpedoes.
Skipper. Copy. Affirmative. On duty.
There you go.
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
Yeah, I know. That's a really pretty target, too. 16 to 35 vessels. Wondering if I don't want to go ahead and surface and deck gun these guys. Of course, doing that would warn them that I'm, well, torpedoing the first one of these is going to warn them that I'm here. All right.
The tanks. Set a course to these coordinates.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Here we go.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We're surfacing. He goes to the
Switch
radio.
to diesel engines. Change course. Faster! Faster!
Bring my speed up. Here we go. Now I have the tanker in sight.
Course.
But I can't see shit. Their chances of seeing me, 32%. I'm going to continue closing. I want to be out far enough that I don't run into him. Closing on that tanker. $1,900 yards. I'm on the surface. I need to do this. I keep forgetting this. You have to come back here and manually. Run your ballast tanks. Here we go, 1,200 yards. Alright, boys, get on the deck gun. see what we can see here.
Skipper?
Okay. Let's do this. Let's pause. Tab. We are going to go to Alfred Wachter. And I want red lighting. Why did I do that? Red, if you spent time in the military, you've used red filters on flashlights at night. Red lighting actually preserves your night vision. The game simulates that by brightening slightly the screen.
Skipper?
Now we'll put him back on the deck guns with the red lighting. See if that helps us see our target. It's about 900 yards out. Here we go. Not a whole long ways out. There's a boat. Now they know we're here. There's our tanker.
We're slowing down.
Hell. Okay, a tanker, I believe, is mowing down. This one's on fire, I think. I'm not so sure he's not a C3, actually. Okay, the tanker got sunk. Somebody did. That's pretty light tonnage for a tanker. this a C3? Yes, it is. Why isn't he shooting back at me? God, I'm lucky. Okay.
Set a course to these coordinates. Faster! Faster!
He's turning off. Wrong guy. I want this guy. Got the tanker. Here's Hagenau coming back to the gun.
Skipper.
Bring this deck gun back around to the front. There's that guy. Trying to run from us. You're not going to let him.
Faster!
There you go. Much easier to see your target when it's on fire at night. That's it for the HE rounds. Now we're into the AP. And I think I'm just going to let him burn. Okay, let's leave that position. See what we got here. He doesn't appear to be that damaged. For as bright as those flames are.
Change course.
Both of my leaders are...
Skipper.
Why are you idle, Hagenau?
Yes,
Nothing
sir.
else, you should be on the observation post. In hell, boy, we are in combat here. Let's see. As on fire as he was, I thought he was more hurt than that.
Set a
We're gonna
course
do
to these
this.
coordinates.
We're gonna speed up and pursue him. And then I think we might just move after that really large convoy and leave those three to go. Or maybe not. Probably not. That's not my nature. It's pretty much not what I do. Okay, we go to 12 by time compression.
Set a course to these coordinates.
He's zigging and zagging. He knows there's a submarine out here. It has torpedoes. And there we go. Reduce speed.
We're slowing down.
Let's put Hagenau and crew back on the deck gun. $1:49 in the morning. There's my target. Damn. Put the round in the water. There you go. That one missed it.
He's on fire.
Slow down.
We're slowing down.
Here we are. Now she's going to go down. Now she's going down. Yep.
Change course. Set a course to these coordinates.
Hard right rudder.
Set a course to
Well, I
these
went in
coordinates.
left rudder, huh? Yeah, I was thinking backwards. Here we go. I'm going to come around to about 110 degrees.
Faster, faster.
They are done.
Here we go. That ship sank. So I want to come around to about 90 degrees.
Faster, faster.
So I want to get back out in front of him, then come down and take him out with torpedoes. It's a C3. Gauging it with a deck gun, I don't know why it is, but deck guns against the C3, either they'll start shooting back and blow you the hell out of the water, or they'll spend 80 rounds on a C3 and not sink it with the deck gun. Or maybe you'll spend 36 rounds and sink it. 2 torpedoes, all but once since I've been playing this game, has sunk the deck. Now it's doing what I thought it would do with the left rudder, is turn me to the left. Okay, well, that ship was sunk there, so I didn't want to run over the wreckage, which was a possibility trying to make a right-hand turn. I accidentally wound up doing the right thing, but it's a long way around. Okay, come on. You still got 180 degrees of turn to go through. Yep, I'm at max speed. Which is 12 knots.
We're slowing down.
That was 12 knots max speed. It's coming around. Diesel fuel flank speed should be like 18 knots. Unless it slows you down when you're turning real hard. That probably does. 179 degrees. Here we go. Now we're turning towards them. Slowly closing in now. I'm at about 120 degrees, 110 degrees. About 115, I'll zero the rudder. And when I do that, my speed should pick up, I hope. Here we are, 125. Zero the rudder. Where do we get by the time we stop turning? Stopped quickly. You know, there's 4 degrees since we zeroed it. 3? That's fine. That's close enough. Why are you...
Change course.
Here we go. Yeah, now we're up 19 knots. That's what it was. Turning hard, scrub speed. Which it would. It should. Alright, now. I'm not sure I'm turned far enough.
Change course.
Yep. They're probably making about 8 knots, maybe 9 if they're running. Here they are. You know, in reality, I think I want to turn up here. I don't want to get right next to him where his deck guns can start in on me. Is this another tanker? No, it's another. It's a freighter. Okay. I doubt that my torpedoes are still warmed anymore. They're not.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hell, I took him off the engines. Damn. You know, I want him to finish warming the torpedo now. See, speed dropped from 19 to 11. I took him off the engines. That was a mistake. Okay, now.
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course.
It says you can't fire a torpedo from the surface.
Set a course to these coordinates.
He's a mile distant. Flood 2 warms torpedoes. He is making 6 knots. The hell did you go to bed for when I told you to do something different?
Calculate torpedo course.
89% solution. My torpedoes still warm. They are.
Flood tube 2. We're slowing down.
Tube 1 flooded. Tube 2 ready.
Fire. Periscope depth.
In the event he realizes what's going on and starts shooting at me. Let's see what happens here.
The torpedo is halfway to the target.
That's
40
good.
seconds.
Faster, faster.
Seconds.
Switch to electric motors.
Twenty seconds. Seconds to impact.
Oh crap. One hit.
Major hull damage.
One hit, one missed.
Skipper, on your order.
Arm me up another torpedo.
Aye, aye, sir.
We're slowing down. Change course.
He's still making 6 knots. He's burning up. Good, 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 good. Looks like we got him. Between the deck gun rounds we'd already put in it, yep. He's going down. Okay.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Skipper, I've detected a big
tanks.
group of ships.
Now we surface. That big group is still up there.
Change course.
They're still arming those torpedoes, which is fine. Put him back to bed now.
Switch to diesel engines.
C3 got sunk. Now we want to go past the C3 and then come down after these two with the deck gun. Speaking of which, we are going to go back into this. Is it Walker that's on shift? Yes, it is. You're going to have Wachter reload the deck gun again. Wachter, you're supposed to be reloading the deck gun again. You might need to do this first. Get the buoyancy up to where it's safe to be on deck. Probably be a wise thing to do. Here we go. Oh, there is no more ammo. Shit. Okay, so we zero that back out. Never mind, Walter. No more ammo to load. That kind of bites. Okay. So all I have is what's in the deck gun.
Change course. Faster! Faster!
Copy.
You always get back on the deck gun again. Just a little bit off to the starboard side of things. While they are doing that, you can be doing this.
Move. Come on, quickly.
And you can be doing this.
Move. Come on, quickly.
What's going on? Oh, I'm on pause. There we go. Here's my target.
We're slowing down.
Kind of rough seas I'm trying to work this deck gun off of.
Deck is on fire.
That one hurt her. Only got 13 rounds
We're
left.
slowing down.
They're sinking.
Here we go.
Fire! Skipper.
Change course. Faster, faster.
Back out past this one. They come down and get this one. They're still reloading torpedo tubes. Let's see here.
Tube 1, loaded.
Here we go.
Faster, faster.
Let's get out around this. There we are, right there.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Let's commence this turn. Only got about a dozen rounds left.
Calculate torpedo course.
Okay, I've got 2 warmed up torpedoes still. So we're good on that. All right.
Change course.
Come around some more.
Set a course to these coordinates. Change course.
Here we go.
We're slowing down.
Affirmative.
$16 rounds left. 12 AP, 4 HE. Probably not going to be enough to sink you. But it could be. Yeah, it could be. A little bit of luck. Here we go.
We're slowing down. We're slowing down.
And she's done. She's done.
Attention!
All breached. They're sinking.
Change course.
Actually,
Change course.
leave course there and go to reverse.
We're slowing down.
Reverse engines.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Make course that, which reverses engines, which means you'll move this way.
Set a
Here we
course
are.
to these coordinates.
Now what I want to do is reload my torpedoes and relocate and intercept that large convoy.
Faster, faster. Faster! Faster!
Now we'll go forward and move this direction. Excuse me. No sinkage.
Set a course to these
There's a
coordinates.
wreck.
Change course.
Tube 2, loaded.
Okay, so what's my torpedo status now?
Skipper.
I have all 4 torpedo tubes loaded? Yes. Alright. Now we want to clear out of his area
Faster! Faster!
so we don't have all this sinking, breaking up ship noise.
Set a course to these coordinates.
.240 in the morning. Okay, now let's go to head slow,
We're
periscope
slowing down.
depth.
Periscope depth.
Skipper. Skipper.
Get on the hydrophone.
Switch to electric motors.
Come on,
Skipper, I've detected a big group of ships.
16 to 35. One idea they're heading here. Slowly moving directly across at about 90 degrees, I think.
Blow the tanks. Set a course to these coordinates.
That is 2 hours north.
Faster! Faster!
I'm going to say 3
Switch to
hours
diesel
north.
engines.
Alright, let's go back down here. On our compressors.
Skipper.
Let's put him to bed.
Faster!
You're going to go
faster.
north for 3 hours. Till 5:45. Just going to hold this course till 5:45.
We're slowing down.
Here we go. Yeah, there we are. We are still way short of our required patrol mileage in here, but I'm not passing up a shot at a 35 ship convoy. Okay, we want to do this till 5:45, I said. Here we go.
Periscope depth.
Skipper.
He's got a couple hours shut eye. And let's see if we can find these guys now.
We're slowing down.
I'm thinking they should be at about my 280, right over here.
Switch to electric motors.
That's about where I'm guessing them to be, which may or may not have anything to do with where they are.
Skipper, I've detected
Ah.
a big group of ships.
They're farther east and north than I thought. Okay.
Set a course to
That's
these coordinates.
18. Surface.
Tanks.
Go for an hour
Faster.
until 6:45. Before we compress time, we need to compress air.
Switch to diesel engines.
Here we go. Till 6:45. Here's 6:45.
Periscope depth. We're slowing down.
On your order. On duty.
And let's see what we have here.
Switch to electric motors.
Skipper, I've
Here we
detected
go.
a big group of ships.
Okay.
Set a course to
I'm
these
going to go
coordinates.
there. I want to service.
Blow the tanks. Switch to diesel engines.
Going to increase my speed accordingly. Compress the air. And I'm going to hold for that 9-mile course, and then I'm going to submerge. It is becoming daylight. See, you can see now. Anybody who's in visibility range has got a 61% chance of seeing us. Reduce speed.
Slowing down. We're
Reduce
slowing
speed
down.
again. And I think that's close enough. Let's dive. This periscope depth.
I've detected a big group of ships.
Oh, I'm way out in front of
Switch
them.
to electric motors.
16 miles out in front of them.
Blow the tanks.
Surface.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Actually, it's set it to these coordinates.
Switch to diesel engines. Faster, faster.
Compress air again. This is the part that officers should know to just do that. I shouldn't have to tell them every damn time. But you do. This is a half-hour run.
Change course.
Close enough. Shit.
Alarm. Take your positions.
Pushed it too hard. Pushed it too hard.
Skipper?
And no, I'm not going to radio in that I've spotted it because that would be giving my position away. That's an interception. That's a
Change course.
small, difficult to hit boat.
Switch to electric motors.
It has surface guns. And it can pretty well screw us up. Maintain my depth. Start warming torpedoes.
We're slowing down.
Okay, only a 4% chance of seeing my scope. However, he has a 96% chance of picking me up on sonar. Why is that? Well, because of a number of things that make noise. Both of my watch officers are asleep. At 8:20, it's supposed to be you. Get up. Turn off the gyroscope. That'll reduce noise. Now get on the attack periscope like you should ought to be.
Skipper?
Change course.
Skipper?
Calculate torpedo course.
Let's see what the hell's out here.
Change course.
They're probably making 6 to 8 knots. I'm making 5. Looking like he's going to run right over pretty much where I'm at once he covers that 1.5 miles, which will let me move about a mile to here, approximately. I have one torpedo warmed up.
Skipper?
That's not enough.
Yes, sir.
Bail back order. You're going to get the help with the torpedoes. Well, one anyway. Here we go. %, chance still. They run sonar, they're going to have me.
Calculate torpedo course.
Okay. You get up and get onto there.
Skipper?
Hanging up.
Aye, aye, sir.
Calculate torpedo course.
Here's a taker.
Skipper? Copy. Copy.
So warming another torpedo.
Skipper?
Calculate torpedo course.
Lots and lots of freighters. I see. So far, only one escort, but you know there's more than that. If I really thought there was only the one, I'd turn almost 140 degrees, 150, fire a torpedo at him. But I'm out of deck gun ammo, so even if that is the only escort, I can't surface and sink them.
Skipper. Skipper.
Start warming torpedo number 4.
Change course.
Yes, sir.
Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do right there.
Yes, sir. Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Skipper.
Change course.
No.
On your order. Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Here you go. He's on B. He's on A. So I don't see other escorts.
Skipper.
4% chance of being physically seen. Still a 95% chance on sonar, 96.
Skipper. Skipper.
14. Everything moves in slow motion. This is 1-for-1 time. That's not a C3, which means probably won't take 2 torpedoes. There's another tanker. Tankers. Tankers are lots of tonnage. From a game standpoint, they're more tonnage. From a reality standpoint, that's fuel. No modern army functions without fuel. No army, no air force, no navy. They don't function without fuel today. Here's another escort up there. 2 patrol craft. 16 to 35, 2, 5, 8, 11, 13, 14, 15 ships sighted so far. He's at an 87% solution. He's at 40.
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Aye, aye, sir.
Here we go.
Calculate torpedo course.
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Okay.
Skipper.
Okay, they're all warmed up.
Affirmative.
Warm up my stern torp.
Calculate torpedo course.
Skipper. Skipper.
Here we go. They don't know we're here yet.
Calculate torpedo course.
My 90 on him. There we
Calculate
go.
torpedo course.
88. It's getting there.
Skipper.
On your order.
89. 90.
Calculate torpedo
Help
course.
here.
We're slowing down.
4% visibility. Stern torpedo is now warmed up, is it? Should be. Yep, it is. You go back to bed. There we go.
Skipper.
It's at 44.
Change course.
Aye, aye, sir.
Change course.
Aye, aye, sir.
51, 54 on the first. him with a stern torpedo shot and those two with bow torpedoes. And try and turn again to take him. $64.
Skipper.
Come on.
We're slowing down.
Give me this lead one at 90. And I can start on this trailing one. There we go. 89.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course.
Starting out at 8. Okay. Fire sequence will be A, B, C. My bow torpedoes are still warm, right? Ooh, they're getting thin. Those two are getting thin.
Change course.
No. I screwed up.
Skipper.
He's at 29. Get him back on his scope. The green figure means he's still walking back to where he was going. He's in transit. Oh, let's take it off pause. Might help. Here we go.
Calculate torpedo course.
%. Working on it. this.
Skipper. On duty.
Because these are not likely to stay warm long enough. $44, $45. Come on, here we go. He might get away, actually, for now. I mean, totally. I think I'll take him with the stern torpedo. In which case, he would not be the first shot. He would be the third. First, second, third. Mm-hmm. But he's starting to get a distance away. And actually shooting at him might accidentally hit him anyhow. And he's not far enough away, I don't think, for the torpedo to harm. So I'm going to go ahead slow and change from him and him to him, these two. It'd be 1, 2, 3 for a firing sequence. 64%, 65. 66, 7. Here we go. Yeah, we're getting there.
Skipper. On duty.
79, there we go. 80.
Change course.
Copy.
Not prime angles by any stretch of the imagination. But they don't know I'm here.
Calculate torpedo course.
Okay.
Blood tube 4.
Tube 4. Ready.
Fire!
Skipper.
Blood tube 3. Set a course to these coordinates.
Affirmative.
Tube 3, flooded.
Fire! Blood tube 5.
Tube 5.
Fire! Set a course to these coordinates.
On duty. 40 seconds to torpedo impact. 30 seconds. Move. Come on, quickly. 20
And
seconds.
I was too quick to fire at him. Should have let him go for a while, then fired on him.
The torpedo is halfway to the target. seconds to impact. It's a hit.
Calculate torpedo course.
Skipper.
Calculate
on
torpedo
board.
course.
Serious damage.
So what a convoy would do once the first ship got hit is every ship in the convoy would change speed. So the torpedoes that were already en route would be an increased chance of missing. Like that one.
30 seconds.
Set a course to these coordinates.
On
Calculate
duty.
torpedo course.
They are done. The torpedo is halfway to the target.
Faster! Faster!
10 seconds to impact.
Calculate torpedo course.
That's a miss.
It's a miss.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Okay. The tanker is a higher priority target than the freighter is.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course.
40 seconds.
Change course.
Yes, sir. Seconds.
Now, there is always the chance that this torpedo could, going through this convoy, hit a different ship. It's not going to hit him. It's well behind him. There's a very, very, very slim chance it could intercept him completely by accident. He's not going to hit anything. There's another Corvette, so there are at least 3 escorts here.
It's a miss.
He's reloading the stern.
Change course.
Yes, sir. Skipper.
Change course.
He's still out there at 1,500 yards.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Aye, aye, sir.
What you want?
Tube 5, loaded. Tube 1, flooded.
Fire!
Skipper. Yes, sir.
Warm that one.
Change course.
Aye, aye, sir. 40 seconds to torpedo impact.
We'll see.
30 seconds.
8:48 in the morning. There's our fish right there. It's looking pretty good.
10 seconds to impact.
Right in the snoot.
Fire on board.
Right in the
Set a
snoot.
course to these coordinates.
Major hull damage.
Calculate torpedo course.
Aye, aye,
Calculate
sir.
torpedo course.
Copy.
course.
Copy. Yes, sir. Move! Come on, quickly!
Gonna pull him off of there.
Move! Come on, quickly!
And then reloading 2 torpedoes.
Skipper.
We got the 2 tankers. There's a 4th patrol craft.
Change course.
Affirmative.
86, 87, 88, 89, 90.
Flight tube 2.
Tube 2
Fire!
ready. Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course. We're slowing down.
Let's see how we do here.
The torpedo is halfway to the target. 40 seconds.
Just started reloading 2 bow torpedoes, neither of which is be warmed up once they are reloaded. And until they get reloaded, I don't have any loaded bow torpedoes now. They're empty.
20 seconds.
Excuse me.
10 seconds to impact.
Missed him.
It's a miss.
Yeah, they're taking measures now to defend themselves. And if you're very far away, once they start weaving, zigzagging, your odds of scoring a hit dramatically drop.
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Skipper.
Change course.
On duty.
See how, watch that arrow moving left and right. See, they're zigzagging. The farther away you are when you fire, the more likely you are to miss.
Tube 3 loaded.
Okay, good. Now, warm tube 3.
Skipper. Yes, sir.
Calculate torpedo course.
Tube 1 loaded.
And now, warm tube 1.
Skipper. On your order. Skipper.
My stern torpedo still warm? Probably not. It is for a little while yet. That's good.
We're slowing down.
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course.
Okay, now let's take C.
Flood tube 5. Faster! Faster!
Tube 5. Bloody.
Fire. Change course.
On duty.
One, 2,
Move. Come on. Quickly.
no 2, 4.
40 seconds.
See if I get him this time.
Seconds.
There's the fish. It's too far out in front of him.
20
Missed him.
seconds.
It missed him.
Set a course to these coordinates.
He is making 6 knots.
10 seconds to impact.
Thought he might have been a little bit too far away, but took my shot.
Flood tube 3.
Tube 3.
Fire!
Skipper.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course. Change course.
Yes, sir.
Here we go.
40 seconds to torpedo impact.
You know, that is if you guys screwed around and hit something this time.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
Stern shot, not pretty.
10 seconds to impact.
Could be. Yep, we got him.
The hit. The deck is on fire. Major
Got that one.
Yes, sir.
Change course.
Now we're going after this one.
Your order.
I believe this is my last warmed up torpedo. Yep. Then I have 2 tubes being reloaded with my last 2 torpedoes. This is my last warmed torpedo. Let's see here. Roughly 800 yards away, 750 maybe. That's 660.
Tip 1. We're slowing down.
Tube 1.
Fire!
40 seconds.
We're slowing down.
Let's see what happens here.
30 seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds to impact.
I never picked it up. There it is. It's a hit.
They're sinking.
Jeez, it looks like it blew the bow right off that ship.
Tube 1 loaded.
Just in time.
Skipper.
Start
Aye,
warming.
aye, sir.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Aye, aye, sir.
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate torpedo course.
Aye, aye, sir. Tube 4
There we go.
loaded. Skipper. Aye, aye, sir.
Now warm it.
Skipper.
Flood tube 2.
Tube 2 ready.
Fire. Faster, faster.
Skipper. 40 seconds.
Let's see.
30 seconds. 20 seconds.
Could be.
Seconds to impact.
I didn't pick the fish up again. I don't know. There it is. It's a hit.
Board. Major hull damage. Aye, aye, sir.
That leaves us now with 1
Calculate torpedo course. Calculate
and
torpedo
a
course.
slight chance of intercepting C. We have a slight chance at intercepting you. That we have
Change course.
a Corvette on a crash course with us.
Let's sink it.
Change course.
Affirmative.
This is dangerous. I mean, he's not on a crash course with us.
Change course.
No, he's not.
Duty.
He's weaving too.
Skipper.
Okay. Let's see if we can catch C. And more importantly, can we catch these warmed up torpedoes still? Let's rewarm that torpedo. Yes, that'll take a little time, but I have a little time. I don't want to get it in intercept position and they have a torpedo, my last one. It's not warmed up and ready to be fired. They're a half mile off.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Here we go.
On duty.
Change course.
Yes, sir.
Here goes my last torpedo.
Fire!
Hit or miss. That's the last one.
meters.
40 seconds to torpedo impact. Seconds.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Seconds to impact.
Well, that patrol craft went up that way. Good.
Set a course to these coordinates.
And I missed him.
It's a miss.
Crossed by his bow. All right.
Meters.
Watch your air.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We're in escape mode now.
Set a course to these coordinates.
We missed an awful lot out of there. Kind of irritated me. Let's go back up to periscope depth. Reduce speed. Put him on the radio. And report what you did. Let's come down here. Take my engineer and turn on the ventilators. I want to get farther away from that before I surface. It's daytime. Visibility is going to be quite good. Making 5 knots, so by 11 o'clock. That should be a good distance away. Here we are.
Blow the tanks.
Now let's resume our patrol.
Course to these coordinates.
Out of ammo, so all we got to do now is get our mileage down.
Switch to diesel engines. Change course.
Get back into our patrol zone as short a distance as possible. So that each mile possible we can record in our zone. Here we go, we're back in our zone.
These coordinates. Set a course to these coordinates.
We still got to log another 800 or thereabouts miles in the zone here. Now I'm going to go to 6,500 on the time compression because I don't have any ammo. It makes no difference. Oh, I have machine gun ammo. If I encountered a lone freighter, I could sink that with the machine guns, believe it or not. But the main objective now is just get the mileage done. And then we'll head back to the home port and probably get a radio message telling us to intercept a large convoy and sink a specific boat at all costs. That I have nothing to shoot at the damn thing with. Almost.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Patrol complete.
Set a course to these coordinates. Change course.
Okay, now we head for home. All missions completed. The correspondent got his article written. We got our mileage in our patrol zone. And we sank substantially more than our target tonnage. And this video is about 2 hours longer than I had intended for it to be. We are now approaching the end. You know what I never did? I never turned my gyroscope back on. Here we go. I have enough fuel for about 3,000 more miles. Which is good because I have about 300 miles to go. To dock. Let's get the time compression back on. This is pretty much when I use the 6,500 time compression is on the way home. And then once I hit there, it slows you down to 48 anyway. To a max of 48.
Change course.
What in the hell are you doing?
Change course. Set a course to these coordinates.
Here we go. Now we're entering the port area.
Set a course to these coordinates.
Come on. Let's get home. Let's get home. Now, docking, you won't do this under much. Here we go. See, stick to the ports, it automatically decompresses time.
Set a course to these coordinates. Change course. Set a course to these coordinates. We're slowing down. Set a course to these coordinates.
Here's our supply depot. No, there's our supply depot.
Change course. Change course. Set a course to these coordinates. Set a course to these coordinates. Change course.
Hard rudder. Shit, I'm too far off
Course
the
to
dock.
these coordinates.
Too far from the dock, I think.
Change course.
There is a way to remedy it.
We're slowing down. Set a course to these coordinates. Set a course to these coordinates.
We start backing it in.
Set a course to these coordinates. Set a course to these coordinates. course to these coordinates. Faster, faster. Faster, faster.
There we go. Now we'll be good.
We're slowing
Hey.
down.
You just got to get in the right spot. And there we go. Patrol done. There's recruiting. And now, how'd we do?
Faculty is deeply impressed by your last patrol. Solid work, Captain.
Now we got Iron Cross second class. Iron Cross first class. 72 of 80 points toward the crossing gold. Captain got the crossing gold. And we sank 75,572 tons. Those C3s are heavy tonnage, 7770. Tanker was 6,000, C3 7,800. Tanker 11,000, tanker 9,700. There was 20,000 tons in those two tankers. That was good. Before Correspondent got done, we got the mileage, we sank our tonnage. That was a good mission. And then we go back to the resupply, get a new set of orders for another mission, and we go from there. However, for right now, let me save. Video. Patrol 2 will be the next one. Here we are, folks. That's the U-boat mission. Hope you enjoyed that. Comment down below if you would. Subscribe in the lower right-hand corner. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good time. Enjoy your week. The main thing I remind everybody, this is Grumpy Old Dude saying stay the hell off my lawn. Thanks a lot. Take care. Bye-bye.